Thank you. And turning now to a developing story on Capitol Hill, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will send articles of impeachment to the Senate, but she has not yet said when that will happen. Tonight, one of the top GOP leaders proposed his ideal timeline. And News Nation correspondent Joe Khalil is live for us in Washington, D.C. tonight with the latest. Joe.
Yeah, Marty, the expectation was that this impeachment article was going to come relatively soon, but we've just learned that Senator Mitch McConnell has asked Democrat leadership to delay introducing that article of impeachment to the Senate until February. Now, Democrats that we spoke with today say they still plan on moving forward. McConnell wants to do this so former President Trump's legal team has time to build up their defense. Democrats say in this case, it's not necessary. Despite a Republican request to delay, Democrats are poised to move forward on now former President Trump's impeachment.
The president told the big lie about election fraud, invited these folks to Washington, summoned them to storm the Capitol.
Congressman Eric Swalwell from California is one of the few House Democrats chosen as an impeachment manager, tasked with arguing the case for impeachment.
We're trying to convince 100 senators, and we're not looking at this as, Republican versus Democrat. They were all victims. They were all witnesses. And the facts, are so crystal clear here.
Swalwell says their job is to hold former President Trump accountable, even though he's no longer in office.
So help you God?
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Democrats have come under fire for pursuing impeachment, even as a new president has been sworn in.
You don't say to a president, do whatever you want in the last months of your administration. You're going to get a get out of jail card free because people think we should make nice and forget that people died here on January 6th.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi argues letting President Trump off the hook would not bring the nation together.
No, I don't see that at all. I think that would be harmful to unity.
I don't think that reflects the priorities of the American people. We had a lot of work to do.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz argues Congress needs to be laser focused on the pandemic and the economy.
The congressional Democrats seem obsessed with their hatred for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has left the White House. He's no longer president.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy echoed concerns that an impeachment may delay action on COVID.
When they hear that the first actions that we take aren't about getting the economy moving again, they're wondering who's listening in Washington.
Last week, McCarthy said President Trump should take some responsibility for the Capitol riot. And today,
I don't believe he provoked if you listen to what he said at the rally.
Now, the chips are continuing to fall from that Capitol riot. Not only are we talking about the impeachment trial coming up for President Trump, but two senators now, Senator Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, are being investigated by the Senate Ethics Committee. They said today they want to look into their involvement and whether they're continuing to sort of prop up the false narrative that the election was rigged or stolen, had anything to do with the riots themselves. For their parts, Cruz and Hawley responded. We heard that Senator Hawley said that this was an effort to silence a dissenting opinion, a dissenting voice. So we're going to have to see what the Senate ethics investigation actually comes up with, guys.
And Joe, any expectation on how long a trial would take in the Senate once it were to begin?
So there is no specific timeline for any impeachment trial. We know in the past for President Clinton and President Trump's first impeachment trial, there were weeks where the impeachment managers went through evidence, documents, communications. This case seems to be different. The evidence is very clearly out there, video. A lot of the senators who are going to be, looking at this trial were witnesses, were obviously involved. You could say that they were victims of it. And as far as we've heard from impeachment managers, they expect this trial to be quick. They're talking about even just a matter of a couple of days, which again would be the quickest impeachment trial that we've ever seen. We don't have a lot to go on because these are very rare, but that's the expectation right now. Not expecting it to go beyond even a week. It's going to be a shorter one this time, guys.
All right, Joe Khalil in Washington, D.C. Joe, thank you as always.